Did Costello do enough to take the 4th round?
I gave Billy the 4th round. It may have been a bit of a sympathy vote, though, Colonel.
Well, I was looking for an excuse to give him a round, and he gave us enough. It was certainly his best round of the fight. Yet Laporte still, in my opinion, is landing the heavier blows and the more damaging, more telling blows. Billy goes back on his heels when he gets hit. You know what he reminds me of in a lot of ways is a kid in a schoolyard that doesn't really want to fight. But I know that's not the case. It's just the
heart is
I
willing.
See. Yeah,
he wants to, but trying to get off and get off effectively is difficult. And 43 years old is 43, no matter how you slice it.
But you know, for these guys with great hearts, John, former champs, that's got to be really frustrating for them. But they, you know, they are fighters. This is what fighters do.
Well, I'll give you an example. You could say 40 is not a death sentence for a fighter because George Foreman proved, even when he got to be the oldest heavyweight champion in history, when he beat Michael Moore with that one shot, that if you're a bit of a freak of nature like Foreman, you can defy time to a certain extent. And also, if you pick your opponents carefully, and if you live well, and you train hard.
Well, those are the keys, because I think all champions, in any sport for that matter, are freaks of nature. They're not like the normal Sunday afternoon guy. Pretty good right hand get by that time by Laporte. They're not your normal Sunday afternoon athlete that rolls up on the couch for most of the week and goes out and plays a game of basketball with your 15-year-old son and you need to go to the hospital afterwards. I mean, these guys are different breed in that they're great competitiveness, great spirit. They're highly spirited guys, and they're gifted athletes, and they don't lose that, but time does rob them.
Your hands are free. Keep punching there, guys.
Now, these guys are working as hard as two guys in their 40s can possibly work, and Laporte's only 39, I should say that.
I'm going to tell him you said that. He's George Burns, perpetually 39.
Costello bangs inside. This is the heart that they possess. No quitting either guy.
Archie Moore used to lie a lot about his age, right? I think one time he said something like, I've been thinking a lot about my age, and I've decided I must have been 3 when I was born, because there was always that discrepancy on how old Archie Moore was.
You talked about George Foreman fighting in his 40s. God only knows how old Archie was when he fought his last fight. A lot of people think he was over 50.
Yeah, and Foreman, there was a discrepancy of 1 year that he insists he was a year younger than the old records show. Both these guys trying to set down a little bit on their punches now.
They are, and Billy caught Laporte pretty good with the right hand, but it didn't shift him.
Let's see if Billy Costello can use some of that size and weight now to wear down Laporte. You see him leaning on Laporte, pushing him up against the ropes. Maybe he can tire Juan out a little bit and take advantage of that.
You want to know something? I think Billy may have won this round. He comes with the uppercut. That evens things up a whole lot more. All right, the bell ends the 5th round. I think Costello stole that round.
He's getting his pipes warmed up, Billy Costello, to go to the corner of Juan Laporte.
Now, if the judges see it the way I've got it on my scorecard, I've got it 48-47 in favor of Laporte. I still scored the first round, even though he visibly shook Costello in that first round, which is the only real surprise that he caught him really hard in that first round. And it looked like it might be a short fight, and then Billy Costello, with the heart, with the desire, has brought this back to a fairly even fight. If the judges see it anyway, I think you have about the same as I have.
Yeah, we've scored identically, so you know we got to be right. The judges hopefully are following our lead. As you can see, I wish my Spanish was better. I could translate in the corner for us.
Watch this left coming up by Costello in here now. Boom, right there.
A little bit of a sweeping left hook, but high in the temple, and that's the kind of shot that'll cause a fighter to lose balance. And Juan Laporte comes back with his own shots.
All right, here we go, round number 6. I'm Sheridan with John Saraceno. We're enjoying it. It's interesting. And we have all the same questions that you people that are watching across the country and around the world. We're trying to analyze it because we're right here. We can tell you how heavy the punches are. We can tell you how hard they're working. And I can tell you they're working very, very hard. Did anybody expect the pace to be the same as it would be 15 years ago? No, that isn't why you bought this fight. You bought this fight because you see 2 recognizable names here. You see 2 former world heavyweight champions in the next fight, and one of the great true legends of all of boxing, and Larry Holmes in the 3rd fight. That's why you bought it. And I don't know about you, John, but I'm enjoying it to this point. And I'm really excited about seeing Larry again.
Well, the heavyweights always have special appeal. And you know what? Heavyweights never lose their punch. So even though they get older, they can still crack.
We're in round 6 here. It's scheduled for 10. And for a while there, in the first 3 rounds, it looked like Laporte was going to cruise to a pretty easy victory and maybe even knock out Billy Costello. But remember, he's in with a former champ, and Costello proving right now that he's not going to be as easy to roll over. And as I say that, Laporte cuts loose with a wicked uppercut that just grazed the jaw, didn't catch him flush, or it would have taken Billy's head off, I'm afraid. Look at them, still throwing the punches. Not a lot of power by either guy, but they're working hard, working extremely hard. Look at this! Billy again loaded up the right hand. He wants to try and take Laporte out. Notice how Laporte's left hand is down. Billy trying to work him in a position so he can be off that left shoulder and really load up the right hand. He comes to the uppercut that catches Laporte.
I tell you what I'm seeing now is Juan Laporte looks like he's really wearing down more quickly than Billy Costello is. You see Costello starting to exert his will and impose his willpower a little bit, starting to move Laporte around the ring the way he wants to set up the combination punch. Now, not all those punches are landing, but you know what? When you're 39 and you're getting hit like that, it is taking an effect.
And don't forget the considerable difference in weight now. These guys weighed in the mid-150s for Laporte yesterday, and Costello. Look at these guys! Wow! There's Laporte battling back now. Catches Billy with an uppercut. Right hand to the side of the head. Wow, with the right hand that time. Costello fights back. Round 6 action is pretty furious. And again, we're in the 3rd minute of the 6th round.
These guys are really picking up the pace here, which is a bit surprising.
Shades of the old days. Billy looked a little wobbly on his feet there as Juan pushed him off. But it's Billy's weight that's helped him, actually. The extra weight has really helped him, and Billy didn't think that Juan Laporte could stand up to his extra weight. And again, we mentioned a couple of times, he may weigh as much as 175 right now.
Oh, right hand by Laporte.
Yeah, he caught him.
Right on the butt.
But that time he caught him with an uppercut. Parring with the left, Wild with the right hand, catches Billy on the left side of the head. And the bell ends, an action-packed, good round 6. Crowd likes it, John.
Juan Laporte, at the end of that round, landed a shot along the legs and hips of Costello, I think trying to slow Billy up. We've seen some of that in this fight as the pace of the fight picked up there, Bob, in the 6th round. Billy Costello fighting back. Juan Laporte, the ebb and flow of the fight, coming back to nail Billy Costello.
Was the shot that he landed enough to give Laporte the round? I don't know. I think Costello landed so many more punches. Let's watch the replay and maybe that'll help us in scoring.
Remember, the hardest shots are the ones that give the point value in a fight. Some of those shots being picked off and missed. Wide looping punches, a left hook and a right hand by Laporte, missing with the uppercuts.
His action later in the round now.
Oh, good uppercut by Billy Costello on the inside